Okay, today we're going to use synthetic division to help us divide polynomials. This is a shortcut method that you can use to solve division problems and to check to see if a polynomial is a factor of another polynomial. So in this particular problem, we have 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 3x plus 7. We're going to divide that by x plus 1. So to start off my problem, I'm going to look at the coefficients in my problem. I have 2, -5, 3, and 7. So I'm going to start by writing those first. 2, -5, 3, and 7. And I'm going to set up my synthetic division problem as you see it here. Now this looks a little different than traditional division, but that's okay. I'm going to walk you through it so you can see how this is used. Now, we're dividing by x plus 1, and so I have to put a number out here. But I'm going to actually take this and set it equal to 0 so that we know what number to use. So x plus 1 equals 0. If I subtract 1 from both sides, that will cancel out. And I see that x will equal -1. So perfect. -1 is the number I'm going to use. So now that I've got the problem set up, I can get ready to do the synthetic division part. Again, I used the coefficients of my numerator and put them inside the problem. I took the denominator and set it equal to 0 and solved, and then that became my outside number. So now that we start the synthetic division, the very first step is just to bring your first number down. So all we have to do is bring that 2 down. Now what I'm going to do is multiply this -1 times the numbers that show up in this bottom row. So in this case right now we have a 2. So -1 times 2 is -2. Now that I have these in a column here, I'm going to add them. So -5 plus -2 is -7. Okay, so let me recap. I started by bringing the 2 down. I multiplied the -1 times the 2, and that gave me -2. Then I added -5 and -2, and that gave me -7. As I said earlier, I'm multiplying these numbers by the -1. So -1 times -7 is going to give me +7. Now that I have them in a column, I'm going to add them. 3 plus 7 is 10. Since this is in my bottom row, I'm going to multiply -1 times 10. -1 times 10 gives me -10. And the last step is to add 7 plus -10, which gives me -3. Since I don't have any other numbers to work with here, I know that I'm finished. This last number here, it's our remainder. So just like you would typically do long division problems and you might have a remainder, you can have remainders with synthetic division. Now if I wanted to write out this answer as to what my answer would be after divided, what is 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 3x plus 7 divided by x plus 1? That answer actually starts with 1 power less than what you had in your original problem. So since I had x cubed, I'm going to start with x squared. And what I'm going to do is my coefficient is going to be this number here. So I have 2x squared. Then I go to the -7, -7x. Then I do plus 10. Now for my remainder, I'm going to have minus 3 over x plus 1. So you can see that you have this fraction in your problem where the remainder shows up. Now, if we were asking if this x plus 1 is a factor of this polynomial that we have in the numerator, we would say no, this is not a factor because it does not divide out evenly. If we had ended up with a 0 down here, then we would have said it was a factor because it would divide out easily. This is just one way to use synthetic division.